Are we live? Yep. Okay, everybody, we're live and being recorded. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 13th, 2025. We are going to start off with our invocation, and if you would stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. And may would you do us the honor, please?
Let us pray. Lord, me and my family moved out here recently, and we've witnessed some beautiful mornings and nights that you have given us, and we're thankful for those. We're thankful for also the fall weather that is coming in. We just ask you to bless over the people of Walnut Grove and the city council here as they make decisions. And we just ask you to bless over all of them. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, James. Roll call. We have everybody in attendance tonight as usual. And I'm pleased about that. I was in a meeting today and I heard that people don't have forms in other cities. Yeah, we're going to move on to the agenda approval. And I'm going to ask if there's a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Maxine, second. Any questions, comments, discussions? Okay, all in favor of approving the agenda, please raise your hands. And it's unanimous. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and move on to the consent agenda now. And I'm going to ask if there is a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions or comments? Okay, everyone in favor of approving the consent agenda, please raise your hand. It's unanimous. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and move down to committee reports. And the first on there is the DDA and Councilmember Davis. Is there anything to report from the DDA today?
All the can report is that our website will continue with its domain hosting.
Okay. Okay.
You have a meeting any time in the future?
No,
Near
no,
future?
not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Do we have a report from Joe Walter?
You too.
Okay. Joe, would you go ahead and present that to council, please? Thank you.
So Joe did plan on being here today, but told him there wasn't any changes and I can take care of that for him. Give him a night off.
Thank you. It's city for money too. Yeah.
Did receive back work back today from Mike's Tire Depot. There was some comments on the latest inspection for their civil plans, so they're aware of that. Also catching up on fees there, so we should be getting those tomorrow. So everything will be back to normal there. So we are going into a fourth review Mike's time. Max and Mark's credit, we were hoping to get their permit issued out to them tomorrow. We did receive Joe's letter for approval for LDP. As you can probably tell from the gas station, they're going vertical now. The shell's almost there, so that's exciting. That's finally making progress there. Gonna have a new look and one. And for the phase 2 of our LAS system, irrigation is being installed right now as we speak. Well, probably not right now. It might be off. That is on time right now.
Good.
And then for the enclave, we did have a brief meeting with city attorney, and we are coming up with a plan there to be able to get the ball on trying to finalize that.
Okay. I've got a question. Number 6, where you guys are meeting with somebody outside city limits. What is that?
Yes. So
Where's those 50 acres?
they came in today, actually just before this meeting. It is, I believe it used to be a horse barn. Right outside past the enclave.
Right before Woodlake Church.
Oh, okay.
It's a very narrow piece of property. Their idea is a PUD. They're hoping for sewer. We gave them the straight facts of what we have, what the options would be.
But they're outside the city limits.
They would have to be annexed. and that's what they would want to request from us. So we explained to them kind of where we are and our capacity, what we foresee coming. And didn't really mince any words with kind of what we see, but they do want to have a couple of individual meetings with council members to kind of gauge that. They would like to meet with everybody, but they wanted to do it more of a, instead of a formalized thing, to repeat coming back, because they understand council's work, because of a lot of that. That was a good meeting. Joe was here for that. He gave a lot of good guidance on what our capacity is, what the infrastructure looks like, everything that they would have to do to do that. They are under contract over there, so they are pretty serious on that as far as the request, but obviously that comes down to the council decision. And there'll be a lot more information on that as we go.
Thank you, Joe. All right, library report, Miss Dana.
Hey.
Hello.
I just saw you.
I know, right?
Good to see some of you at Walnut Grove Elementary School. It's one of my favorite places to be. It's always fun and exciting, and I love how they invite all of us to partner with them. I do have to visit the other schools as well, but it's so easy with Walnut Grove because they invite us to come. I don't have to go out of my way to do that. We did have Read to a Kitten on Monday. Thank you for coming, Miss Linda.
Oh, you're welcome. I loved it.
I think the kids loved it as well, and it's one of my favorite events, so they will be coming back in January. And I'm really excited about that. And we do it after school so that hopefully, a lot of kids have the chance to get there for it. And we have a good turnout.
Yeah.
Next time, they definitely need to bring more kittens, which is what I keep telling them, and they said there was a shortage of kittens right now.
That's
Which
good.
is shocking. It is a good thing.
That's good.
But I've never heard of that before. But anyway, it was so wonderful. I can't believe the tree lighting is next Saturday. We are all set to go. We had a bunch of wonderful crafts donated from our friends of the library. Great crafts and plenty for everybody who shows up. So send them over to the library. The Friends of the Library also purchased 2 light up wreaths for our front door, so we won't look like the Grinch library. And I just talked with Toby. He's gonna bring 2 Christmas trees over to the library tomorrow. So we'll get started on decorating. And our food pantry, I wanted to mention also that our food pantry is fully stocked. And I expect it to be so, to remain so, through the tree lighting. So also send people, right now who need anything our way, because we do have enough supplies. Especially with the kids being out of school for Thanksgiving break and Christmas break coming up. Also, I want to thank the mayor for the Mayor Reading Club that we have coming up November, December, and January. I won't be there for the first one, but I know my team will take great care of you. And just let me know if you need anything before then. I'll be at a manager meeting that day.
Will do.
Also, I want to thank you for resurfacing the library parking lot. I think it looks amazing.
Good.
And I always thought that our building looked amazing, and now the parking lot also reflects the building as well. And I feel like we have a brand new library because it looks brand new. So I'm very grateful for that. I wanted to mention Santa, the Snow Mountain Santa is coming to visit the library on December 3rd, which is the night before the Monroe Christmas parade. He does a great job with kids of all ages. So even the little ones that might be a little bit scared of Santa, this is a great one. He's really good with interacting with them. And we'll have a bunch of activities for the kids and give them books and things like that. So it'll be a great night.
What time?
He's coming at, let me look on the calendar.
4:30, it says on the calendar.
Yeah, 4:30 to 5:30, so he'll do an hour. I have to stay with my own eyes. Yeah, so he'll be there at 4:30 and he'll stay till 5:30. We close at 6. So we can have a little bit of wiggle room, but he never is in a rush. He spends plenty of time with everybody who comes, and does a great job. And just a reminder that we will be closed for Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving. We were closed 2 hours early this Saturday. I do post a month and a half in advance when we're going to be closed early, any day or anytime. We were closed 2 hours early for Staff Appreciation Day, which is only one day a year. So if anybody says anything about us closing early on Saturday, it's just one day a year. It's just 2 hours, and we did have a great time. Our region provided food trucks for us that day in Madison. So we had to close early in order to get there in time for the food trucks and for everybody to have a chance to participate. So I just wanted to mention that. But thank you for all you do. Does anybody have any questions for me?
I do.
Okay.
The elementary school kids that have, are in the beta club need beta club hours per month. Can they volunteer at all at library?
I have several of them volunteering right now.
Okay.
So I don't know how many more I will take at this time because I have to train all of them. But if their parents are interested, please have them email me and if we can set up a time to do that. But I do have a lot of beta club volunteers right now currently. It's a lot more work to train elementary school students than it is high school students. But at the same time, I do want to help them and I have been helping them, but it's a lot of work.
And I think they only need like an hour a month.
An hour a month. But what I found is it seems like the parents want the kids to come there. It doesn't seem like
not
the
the
kids want to be there. And that's why it's a lot of work. Would you like to do this? We have this to do. We have that to do. And there's a lot of resistance, which is not really what it's supposed to be about.
Right.
So again, I do have several and it's not that I'll turn any away. It's just at this time, I feel like we have enough, but if parents really want their kids to come and the kids really want to come, then I will definitely be open to that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, David. Okay, at this time, we have public comment. If anybody would like to say anything. Come on, state your name and your address. Don't see anybody coming up, so we're just gonna continue on. We're gonna go on to old business and I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Morris. Please do.
First item of old business is library trustee appointments. As stated before, we have 3 appointees, and that's Mr. Donnie Tudor and Mr. Dominic DeGrotto and Ms. Margaret Black. And just as a side note, the library ordinance did get put on hold, as you saw in the emails. We're gonna be having a meeting with Stacy Brown to the parts that are in the ordinance so far do not conflict with the appointments at all. So we should be able to still accomplish this.
I have a question.
Yes.
The appointments, I know we talked last time about terms of service. When you're talking with Stacy, would you guys be talking about staggering and putting some on with this amount left and that amount left?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And if there's any pushback on that, that's probably where we'll probably have to go to the city attorney to see if we can figure that out.
Do, and I may have missed this. Are all of these, is it 4-year appointments?
6 years.
I missed.
I have a question. I had asked, October second meeting, I believe it was, when we had this on our agenda before, I had asked for bio information or information about these people. I don't know these people. I, 2 of them I know are on our planning and I know of them through that slightly. But I never received anything to let me know who these people are. I would be comfortable with my votes if I'm going to vote yay or nay for someone. I
Sorry,
want to know who I'm voting for.
can I ask a clarifying question based on what you were saying? Are we voting on who is in there? Or are we just approving their appointments based on their recommendations?
So the way the ordinance is set, it is you're voting for who goes in there, not just, it's not a rubber stamp.
Mhm.
So it should be, as Matt, Mr. Finance said, if you're comfortable with it, that's what it should be.
To qualify to serve on the library, these people that we are putting in place right now just have to live within the city limits, and that's what qualifies them to serve on these terms. Is that right?
Right, and they have to still meet the trust of city council and be bound by the ethical standards that city council members should follow.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, there was mention at the last meeting that no one was here, and I thought maybe perhaps they would be here tonight where we can ask questions or something, because that's typically what's happened in the past with those sorts of appointments, is that they're either here or we get a bio or something. For one of the members, I can't even put a face with it, and if I've met them, then I'm sorry, I apologize for not remembering you, but, Yeah, it's
Miss Margaret Black is my neighbor. I can attest to knowing her personally and
okay.
her character. In fact, she lived next door to the house that burned down in our neighborhood, and she immediately leapt into action and took care of them.
I think you mean Linda. Linda, what is your thoughts? Because these are all people serving on the board with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
How do you feel about them? Or do they meet the
If
requirements?
I hadn't felt they would do an excellent job, I wouldn't have nominated them in the first place.
Yeah.
Dominic's, he's a veteran. He served our country well. He's a hero in my book, as is every veteran. Donnie's a fireman. He's a public servant. Margaret's been to a couple of meetings, our training meetings with us to sit in and learn. And I don't know her on a personal level, but she's very attentive. She's very pleasant. She's willing to serve and she wants to serve. And I didn't get anything from anybody asking for a bio or asking that they appear in person.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask for a motion from council.
I'm going to recuse myself from the vote
Thank you.
because I serve on the vote.
That's a great idea.
So
Thank
do
you.
I need to leave?
Or if you can just step into this room right here, if you want to recuse. I'll come and grab you in 30 seconds.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
Can we do that as a group if we include all the names?
Yes.
If,
The
Whether
meeting
positive
will
or
be all
negative.
one, you just name all of them.
okay, so again, I'm gonna ask council for a motion on the subject.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Donnie Tudor, Dominic DeGrotto, and Margaret Black to the library trustee board.
Is there a second?
A second.
Is there any more discussion?
I will just make a comment that I have met every one of these individuals, not specifically for library trustee appointments, but just in the neighborhood, and I think that they'll serve well.
Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, all those against, please raise your hand. And if anybody's abstaining, please raise your hand. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Joe, if you would come up and talk about the,
Hold
oh, Linda, bring Linda back, yeah. Thank you.
on, come on back in.
Bring her back. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Mr. Morris, I'm gonna ask you to come up again about the residential commercial sanitation.
We're going to be talking about RFP 2025-002 for this residential commercial sanitation. As we spoke about in our work session, there was 3 bids. 2 of them did not bid on commercial. One did fill the requirements of the RFP. So all in all, there's only one eligible to vote on today, and that's Southern Sanitation.
I'm gonna ask for a motion on the residential commercial sanitation from council.
I think a motion to approve Southern Sanitation. For the RFP 2025-002. In order to serve the city of Walnut Grove and sanitation.
I'll second that.
I'm gonna ask our city clerk if she was able to get that full motion. You were, all right, thank you. Okay, we have a second from Maxine. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor of Southern Sanitation for the residential commercial sanitation, please raise your hand. It's unanimous. Congratulations. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This is the owner of Southern Sanitation. It's funny, but. Okay. If you guys don't want to stay, we certainly don't expect you to, so feel free to do whatever you would like to do.
All right, thank you.
Okay?
And we appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate you guys
And
too.
looking forward to keeping a relationship going.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here, guys.
Okay.
And now the fee schedule. Joe, if you wouldn't mind coming up again?
So as we've stated the last couple of months, purpose of this fee schedule, cover a lot of our costs through our contract vendors such as through Veritop, Precision Planning. If you look throughout our fees, they are in line with a lot of other cities, and if you look at our costs, they pretty much even out. So there's no goal of making a profit here. One thing that did change, and I believe I've spoken to Mr. Fanahan about it, was home occupation. You were correct, it was 100. And we did adjust that to 100 as well, because the law makes their business, that's the issue. Is there any questions on fee schedule?
I just have one, not the schedule in particular, but I'm making an assumption here, so I want to make sure it's a correct assumption. That is, if we approve this and we move along and we see something that we feel like maybe still not in line where it should be, we can come back to that particular item.
Yes. So,
Absolutely.
you can do that in an ad hoc method if you would like to, or we can plan to every year publish and review the fee schedule as well.
I like that idea.
I think it should be reviewed at budget time.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Okay, is there a motion from council on accepting or not accepting the new fee schedule?
I will motion to accept this fee schedule as presented.
And is there a second?
Second.
And Erica, is there any discussion or questions? Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand. Unanimous, thank you all. So the way you presented the fee schedule, broken down like that, worked out very well. Thank you for doing it that way. It was a lot easier to handle. So we appreciate that. Okay, new business. We have some council members who are continuing on with their service to the city of Walnut Road and the citizens. And we are going to go ahead and ask Jay to come up and give those oaths of office. And if you all would, Joe, Jay, would you like to do it at the same time?
We'll do one at a time, if that's
Okay.
okay with you, Madam Mayor.
Linda, would you like to go down first? Or do you want to just stand there?
I'll just stand here.
Yeah.
Got pictures?
We're gonna do the short form, Ms. Pilgrim, and then you're gonna sign off on the rest of it, which is basically you're not a holder of any unaccounted public funds, and you're qualified and a resident of the district that you represent, and all yada, yada, yada. So if you'll raise your right hand. And I'm gonna say I, and then you're gonna say your name, and then I'm gonna read the rest, and then you're gonna say I affirm, okay? So I.
Linda Pilgrim,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Georgia, that the charter and code of the city of Walnut Road, that I will be, to the best of my ability, faithfully perform the duties of the office of the city council during my continuance therein.
I affirm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand down here.
Okay.
Smile, so if you can raise your right hand and do the same. I'm gonna say I, and you're gonna state your name, and I will read the rest, and you say I affirm. I
I, Eric Miles,
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Georgia, the charter and the code of the city of Walnut Road, that I will, to the best of my abilities, faithfully perform the duties of the office of the city council during my continuance therein. Congratulations.
Well, it's us again, guys. That's a good thing. Thank you both for staying on, continuing your service to the citizens. I think we've got a good thing going.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Jen. Please make sure you guys sign your oaths of office, okay, before we leave tonight. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start with reports, and we're gonna start with Public Works, and,
Wait,
did I miss something?
clear up.
Oh, I did, code enforcement vehicle, nice.
Unless you want to skip it.
No, I don't. No, Joe's worked too hard on this one. Like everything.
Congratulations, Ms. Miles, and Ms. Dean of the Pilgrim on a hard fall election.
It's tough.
State of fall election.
Yeah.
So what you have in front of you is a financing quote from Ford for a new code enforcement vehicle, which is a Ford Maverick. So we decided when we were looking for the replacement vehicle that it didn't need to be a Ford Ranger or anything like that, nothing big. And also Mavericks are about the most affordable there are for vehicle replacements right now. In our approved budget for capital, it is budgeted for this year as $30,000. So, so what we did was we looked at it, and with the age of some of our vehicles right now and without a capital improvement plan, this offers more flexibility to finance it for 3 years. And then, because we did just receive news that you'll see in my other report, and we did have a blown head gasket in one of our other reports. So this gives a little bit more flexibility with the inability to kind of forecast what's going on with some of those other vehicles or how long they'll last. And without having to spend all those funds at one time. So we want to bring it back to council since the format of how we purchase it would be different.
Question when we get there.
All right.
First of all, is this a lease or a purchase?
It would be a purchase.
Okay, because it referred to lease in the one document that we had.
Yeah, it says that, but it's a purchase.
Okay,
So the way they do it is it's 3-year lease with $0 buyout at the end. So it's a purchase. It's just how they have to finance it for the government.
okay.
I got a question. It's the Public Works truck that's with the blown head gasket, right? The
Right.
Ranger. Then why aren't we replacing his truck?
So the plan would be to take the current Ford Ranger and put it with Public Works, because the primary work truck over there is the F-350. And then the Ranger is really just to go from place to place, job site to job site for the manager.
It seemed to make more sense because I'm assuming that code enforcement is a part-time job. And Public Works is every day and on call most weekends. Doesn't Public Works put more miles and need a more dependable vehicle?
We could look at that, to see which one are putting more miles, but this was just what was budgeted, was for code enforcement. And there's still a stopgap measure where we can move the Ranger from code enforcement to Public Works.
You only looked at one truck?
Only one truck, because right now, if you look at all other brands of trucks, there's nothing smaller than what would be equivalent to like a Ford Ranger. And the only one that really has it in this capacity is the Maverick. And it's small, it's affordable. For the purpose it would be used for.
Gas efficient.
Will you be looking at another vehicle for Public Works in the next budget process that can tow something a little bit more than what the Maverick can?
Yeah, so I actually have that on my report of kind of where we're going. So we're going to be doing a capital improvement plan in the future. And that'll encompass what are our assets right now? What do we need to asset out? Because we all know we have a lot of things that aren't being utilized, like old dump truck and things like that. And that helps build equity to be able to get a truck more readily available for Public Works, because they would need at a minimum a Ford Ranger 4-wheel drive or more to be able to haul a trailer if the F-350 was down. This Maverick would not be able to.
Okay, which brings me to a question. What is the engine that we're getting on this one? I mean, is it the hybrid or the 2.0?
No, it wouldn't be the hybrid.
Okay, the eco
It's
boost.
just, it would be.
Have you vetted this vehicle? Are you confident that this is the type of vehicle we need for the city?
Absolutely. So, Mavericks themselves are utilized often for contractors to get from place to place. And, that's really all we need for code enforcement. They're not gonna be hauling anything. They're spacious inside. You can almost set up an office space beside you.
And that's the plan, right, for code enforcement? For code enforcement. It's for the position, right? The code enforcement, okay. If you look at it, guys, this Maverick is good for the road. We need something more that can not only do the road, but go to the sewer plant and all the other places that a public works vehicle needs to go or all. That's why this is being looked at for code enforcement and because it was in the budget for code enforcement. That was the plan. That's what we're doing.
Okay, I would like to get some questions in, but I would like to request this as council and mayor. Please don't assume that I'm being negative with my questions, because you might get a surprise.
I'm not assuming that there's any
Well,
negativity. I answered the
I feel,
questions that were asked.
yeah, because I do want to get some questions answered, because I'm trying to think in terms of long-term, including public works. And that's why I asked about the engine. And, you know, I went online and looked, and for instance, found one today in particular that is the 2.0 that also comes with the 4K tow package as well as it's a 4,000 pound, I'm sorry, instead of 2,000 ton. So I was thinking in terms of if that's in the same price range, would that be more practical? And then maybe transfer that one if the bed size is large enough, and I'm not familiar enough with the Maverick, to then go to Public Works and replace that one at a later date and kind of maybe be a transition that way as well.
So the Maverick itself wouldn't be a lot what we would need it for public works. Mostly think hauling the trailer will. One Mavericks are typically lower to the ground and
Okay.
more load you put on it, so it should get to the ground. But also when you look at towing capacity, it's a little bit of a trick to the trade is they don't include the pound or tonnage of the truck. So you have to also add in the tonnage of the truck that it's hauling. It wouldn't be able to pull the trailer. So we would need something bigger, which also is more budget. We're looking at probably 40 or more when it comes to that.
And my one other question is, why are we looking at a 2026 when we can probably come down $3,000 to $5,000 for a 2025?
And that comes down to capital improvement planning. So when we go to asset and sell in the future, that's going to make a difference in how much value we get back for it. So we basically miss out on a year of value. And when we go to replace it in the future, so in that CIP, we're going to be looking at 7 to 10 years. So 7 to 10 years with that one extra year could mean the difference between 2,000 to 4,000. What we get back when we auction.
Okay, 2,000 to 4,000, what we get back on auction, and yet we're saving 3 to 5 this year, which makes more sense.
Well, I understand where you're coming from as well, but you also got to think of maintenance, what other people do with a vehicle. I always have bought used vehicles, and I know.
I'm not talking used, I'm talking brand new 2025. 0 miles or 10 miles or 15 miles.
We can look, most definitely. I don't know what that changes in financing for government vehicles or anything like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know for government vehicles. I know looking at regular interest rate was about half what was showing up for that. So, but of course, over a 3-year term, it's not terribly bad. But, I mean, have you picked out a specific vehicle, or are you looking for approval to then continue on and, find the best deal you can for?
Oh, this would be the terms. This is what I'm seeking. These terms.
Okay, so the term's not a specific vehicle yet.
It would just be what they deliver from the factory at that point with the same specs for the truck.
Okay. I mean, I'm just thinking online when I see 26 to 27,000 for 2025, if it's the same specs. And then you go in and do some negotiating that that might be a better option for us. I'm certainly willing to approve a vehicle.
Right, and a lot of that negotiating itself doesn't necessarily work for municipalities. We already get pricing that's firm. Unless we did it.
So you've got higher than what's advertised online for most of the things.
That may be true for what you're saying, but I doubt that's true in practicality.
How many miles on the truck we're replacing?
I do not have that figure.
Do you know?
140,000.
140,000.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Stephanie.
that's okay. That's go ahead, Linda.
How dependable is that truck? Is it in the shop a lot or broken down a lot?
Well, the one I'm currently driving's got 140,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
It's, for what I do around here, it's a good truck, but it's not a safe truck. Meaning that with the traffic around here, getting in and out on the main roads out here, it's a force.
mm-hmm.
So it lacks, speed and getting out. Plus I'm 6'1", 225 pounds.
Yeah.
Getting in and out is like, like watching an egg, chicken hatch out of it.
If it's not safe for you, it's not safe for Toby. Toby's pretty, how tall are you, Toby?
6'3".
But yeah, it's small.
See,
It's a small truck.
I know,
And I understand that.
but we can't say it's not safe for you to drive and tell Toby to get at it. That's.
I don't, I'm just saying when I have to get out of traffic on the main roads, it's hard to pull, it's pulling out, so, questionable sometimes.
Yeah,
It lacks the power to get out of the road.
yeah.
And it's an older truck. Well,
How old is it?
I think it's a 2013.
2013.
No. Once it's,
What was that?
2007, I believe. The one that, his is 7 years left.
Yeah, and I think they're both purchased used already.
How old is Ranger, the one with the head gasket?
2007.
2007 with
2007.
miles.
So the reason that we're looking at a code enforcement vehicle right now, though, is because that is the, what the budget allows for.
That's what was budgeted, and that's what we were initially looking for. Originally, the head gasket wasn't blown. when we
Right.
First started looking.
Mhm.
But what I also want to have everybody consider is that truck going to Public Works is stopgap measure. It's not what we permanently plan on. Because for their vehicle, that's gonna take them full budget. Like it's not gonna be 30,000.
And that's where I was going next was, what's the chance we would get a much better deal, maybe especially on 2025? And I don't know if the Maverick is something that would be considered for Public Works for that middle truck.
No, that's what he's been saying, no matter if it's not a suitable truck for Public Works.
And what price
150
difference would be for, I think it's what, about 10 more?
Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little stop to this. Joe, I'm gonna ask you to go back and please find a quote to bring to council to the next work session for a larger truck for Public Works. Tonight, we're gonna go ahead and vote on this one. Okay? So I'm gonna ask council if there's a motion on the financing quote for the Maverick.
I'll make a motion to approve, this purchase quote. Looking for some guidance here. Do I say I'm making a motion to approve the purchase
Yes.
of the Ford Maverick as presented tonight for the 3-year, finance?
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
One second.
Is there any further discussion?
I want to be clear what we're voting to purchase a truck that you've negotiated, is what I'm getting.
Have you seen the truck?
That,
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay. All those who vote in favor of approving the financing quote for the Maverick, please raise your hand. In favor? Anybody against? If you're against, please raise your hand. I vote in favor. Now we will move on to our Public Works Department and Toby Kirkledge. Toby, welcome. This is your first meeting, isn't it?
It is.
Thank you for coming. I know it's after hours.
All right. My girlfriend, who's also named Stephanie, took the kids to Chuck E. Cheese, so
You got it on it.
God help her. There's three of them, so.
Toby, I'm gonna ask you to talk a little bit louder.
Sure.
So that the recording can hear you and mom, okay?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks.
Good evening. We have been busy instituting a new culture change within the department. Culture change is not easy or fast, but I will say both employees, Craig and Jacob, are starting to see the change and new focus of the department and where it is heading. We have had some minor setbacks as expected with any culture change, but we have moved past those and morale has been positive. The following is some of the highlights and accomplishments the team has reached in the past month and a half in no certain order. Clean the trucks and reorganize the supplies stored in each. Trucks now have a daily checklist to identify any issues needing attention. Clean the outside of the Public Works building. We resourced the donated pine nuggets to the parkway entrance bordering Highway 138. Might have seen that. Map the sewer fields to identify the zones to better work the areas when irrigating. Basically making a map of the heads in which field is associated with those heads. Map the pole lights / banners and flags to identify for the Christmas lights and banners. So now we have a map of where all the plugs are, that the poles that have plugs, the poles that don't have plugs, poles that have flag poles, the poles that have banners, which will be key when we start switching banners and applying those and hanging flags. Rework the Christmas pole lights to replace bulbs and rework the cords. So I'm not sure if council is aware, but the pole lights had basically an extension cord plugged into them because the cords where they plugged in from the pole lights was literally 3 inches off the fixture. So there was an extension cord plugged into it. We have taken that plug and snipped it off and hardwired it, where now they just plug directly into the thing where we don't have a extension cord issue. Check the plugs for the Christmas lighting mounting. I spoke to that momentarily earlier, but we did not realize that some of the poles have dust to dawn sensors on them, which means when we tested them, they did not test as having power. So we went ahead and hung all of them after learning that, and we will then identify the ones that aren't working where Walnut EMC can come out and see if it is the dust to dawn or if it is something with the plug. Just to note that if it is with the plug itself, that falls to the jurisdiction to have an electrician look at this. We have reworked the reindeer, the sleigh, and Santa lights for City Hall. So all those are functioning. The only one that I have yet to fix is the red hat on Santa. So we will get that worked in. We have installed pine straw around City Hall for the Christmas lighting. We have also cleaned up all the black walnuts around City Hall for the Christmas lighting, and we'll do so again before the actual Christmas lighting where nobody twists an ankle.
Thank you so
Seven.
much. Thank you so much.
We cleaned the landscaping trailer and had repairs made to the axles. Both axles were bent. That was the reason why the tires were being worn prematurely. We have cleaned the inside of the Public Works building to remove trash, debris, and to organize the shop. Cleaned the unfinished section of Public Works building to assess completion for offices, a waiting area in the future. We have identified equipment that could be assetted to relieve storage and build capital for upgrading equipment. We collected scrap metal for recycling and took it to recycling. It was 1,040 pounds of metal that we took out of the shop. There's still some to go. We just haven't gotten there yet. We installed new bathroom fixtures for more efficient upkeep. You got the current past bathrooms had a single roll household holders for them. They now have double rolls of the 9-inch rolls in each bathroom. for each stall. We gathered all the old paint and added sand or dirt for making it solid to waste disposal through Southern Sanitation through our dumpster that is there. Probably seen it when you walked in. We painted the yellow on the risers and about 3 to 4 inch strip on the stairs here at the Municipal building where they're visually, when you're coming in and out, it's darker. You will notice there's some scaling and some flaking. And once the weather becomes more conducive, we will pressure wash, let it dry, and then repaint it where it looks a little bit more professional. We removed the carpet in the upstairs room for the new office for the city clerk. The team has been edging the sidewalks on Highway 138 and Highway 81. We had to move the GDOT barrels, move them back. After we did a good portion on Highway 138, the mayor reached out to the contractors and GDOT, and next thing you know, they were out there picking up the trash and stuff, which was thankful because when we cut that grass, we uncovered a lot of trash down through there. We have upgraded some of the equipment. We bought a pole saw. We bought a universal head motor that has a trimmer attachment, an edger attachment, and a brush cutter attachment. So it's basically a 3-in-1. We have a motorized head from Still, and then it has quick disconnects for those heads. We put in for the application for the government safety grant that can equate up to $6,000 for the approved items. And I sent an email to Dan today to see where we're at with that approval. We redistributed the old cabinetry for the break room at the Public Works building, and then we got rid of the rest of it, and that was the cabinetry that came out of the old City Hall building. That was up at the corner. Now, while this may not cover all the efforts of the team, we do anticipate the culture shift to continue to produce positive outcomes. We invite council members to stop by Public Works building to see all of the efforts the team has applied. Very welcome. Come by, stop in and take a look. I think the mayor was pretty shocked when she came in there the first time after we had the initial 2 to 3 week cleaning. That it's gotten farther and it continues to get farther. We're a little bit behind the 8 ball right now because we have all the Christmas fixtures where we're trimming those. The Christmas fixtures are fine. We just had to put a little love to them. We've been retaping them, so some of them you'll see a lot of white electrical tape on, holding those bulbs in place, or whatever. We got pretty much all of them back up. That's my report.
Does anybody have any questions, Joey?
I'm impressed. It's great job.
I've got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the cardboard up in the window for?
Because the light comes in through that window and blinds the screen for the computer, and I haven't had time yet to readjust this back. So I know we're meeting sometime next week because there's some improvements that have been earmarked
Yeah.
for the building over there.
Mhm.
So that was just that's a temporary fix until,
You can get a blind, right?
I mean, basically I'm going to move the desk back
Mhm.
where the light's not a factor. And then eventually when we get into the guts of remodeling, whatever blinds and other stuff will be applied then. So
Okay.
Are you happy?
I think so.
We're happy. You're doing a great job.
Is there anything you need that you haven't asked for yet?
Wonderful.
No,
I didn't say long.
He likes to.
I mean, what I'll say is, you know,
I said need.
what you will learn about me is I have no problem asking for stuff. I've been vocal to both Joe and the mayor for things that we need to look for. Where the jurisdiction I came from, we had a capital improvement plan. You know, we shifted between departments to manage what was best for the city works. I know there was a question about the vehicle. What I'll say is I've purchased 3 vehicles in the last 4 years. An F-250 and 2 F-150s. The F-150s with the crew cabin, which is the 4 doors, with 4-wheel drive, it's going to run you about $48,000. The reason I say that get the four-wheel drive and get the crew cabs is when you go to asset and back out, you'll be surprised the money that you get on a truck of that size. We had a 2013 that we asseted out in 2023, so it's a 10-year-old truck, has 78,000 miles on it. It's a straight cab, F-150 with a V6, and it sold on Gov Deals for $80,000. So.
Yeah, thank you, Toby. Appreciate you being here.
No problem.
Thanks.
Hey. City Clerk, Lynn.
Start off with the bank accounts. The general operating account, we have $437,843.61. Sewer operating account, $7,436.10. The 2019 SPOS account, $948,071.55. Money market account, $1,465,660.57. The DDA account, $90,114.95. The sewer plant expansion savings account, $435,990.66. The LAS sewer plant expansion, $206,028.21. And the 2025 SPOS is $187,679.86.
Lynn, in the morning, would you go ahead and email that to all of the council members so they have a copy? Because I don't think we got them up here.
No.
It was included in your packet.
Thank you.
And with the citations, last month, Walton County, we had 3. Georgia State Patrol, we had 1, and code enforcement, we had 0. And the pavilion rentals, we had 3, and ball field rentals, we had 22 again.
Wow. Should we understand anymore?
I do know.
Is there any way to calculate how many ball field rentals and the total amount? I know there is. Could we do that for the next meeting?
Sure.
Thank you. That was,
Yeah. For what period of
time.
since the fields were started, yeah,
I guess it's friendly.
that's good point.
I do have a comment. 3 tickets from the county, that's it? I see them all the time. Sitting in our city.
all the time too.
No, I mean, I'm talking about in the city. In the
too.
city, and I'm shocked that we only got 3 tickets.
I have a question regarding that, if I may. Have we caught our fees up for that? Where we're not paying out of pocket to cover when tickets are written? Because last I looked, or last I talked with the people associated that do the tickets and things, what we were paying out to process these tickets was costing us more than what we
You're
were
talking about
receiving.
in support, right?
Right.
Okay. Joe just brought that up, I think probably a week or a week and a half
Okay.
ago. That is the next fee schedule.
Okay.
He has reset.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes,
That does need to be done.
all right,
But that has to also be done in conjunction with the judge and state
Right.
laws. for
Right.
things. But yes, it is being done next.
because I mean, if we're going in the hole, not getting tickets is not a bad thing right now.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not worried about the money. I'm worried about slowing this traffic down.
I have a little report for that.
Awesome.
After Mr. Morris is done. Lynn, are you all finished?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Oh, we're gonna go on to Greg. Mr. Code Enforcement.
Sweet Steve.
Covered a lot today.
Yes.
Folks might not know exactly what you're talking about. Vehicles, tickets, and so forth. I can tell you, I'm not seeing any tickets written either, just in the hours I'm here in the morning time. Because I'm not seeing a lot of police officers even in the neighborhoods. You know, but that's how it is everywhere else. Just, But what we're gonna talk about tonight is what's been happening for the last year since I've been here, a little over a year now, September. I'm trying to make this quick, but we're gonna make a little trip around town. Try to hit all the areas, so it shouldn't take long,
Yeah.
but compared to where I came from, start off there. But the total number of NOV, notice of violations that I had to write within the last year was 125. Where I came from, Tequila, there's two of us. Of course, Tequila's a little bit bigger town. We were at 350 a year. Right. But we weren't writing as many tickets. Not said I didn't write some tickets, only when it came down to it, and we'll get to those areas as well. But let's start at Emerald Cove. All right. It's a nice neighborhood. I don't have a whole lot going on there because I have an HOA, but I did write that. I think I wrote a notice to the HOA for fallen trees.
Mhm.
That's one of those neighborhoods that's real nice. Don't have a whole lot of issues in there. And then we circle around to Industrial Parkway. That was a challenge when I first got here. That's all I heard about. That and Mr. Friend, get them too. Industrial Parkway, we got rid of the illegal street parking on the side of the road, on the shoulders. And we also got rid of the junkyard storage, which was being, what we did, we brought in the landlord and the renter separately, not together, because that would need the police there for that. But pointing fingers at both of them, and then they started pointing fingers at each other and got attorneys involved, and we just sat back and watched. But we got what we wanted, because we took pictures, we took aerial pictures, which was something else. But we got that cleaned up. We got all that cleaned up. And we got them in order too. It reminded these businesses that just because their customers were parking on the shoulders and they were saying, well, I can't do anything about that. I said, well, I bet I can. We'll get the county out here and started putting notices on there. Because they didn't have tags and couldn't see the bins. Tag them and have them hauled off. Well, you don't want your customers having their vehicles towed. And one of them was Southern Sanitation too, so took care of that one. So from there, we go down to the one on the corner of Industrial and Guthrie, where the cabinet shop is gonna go. That the wall that was built, then collapsed and rebuilt again, so they didn't do anything else for a while. They just left it like that. Their silt fence was starting to fall down. We had draining issues and we had a lot of just debris all over the place, trees and stuff. So we called them in and said, hey, you can either do this or I'm going to hand you this. That's citation. Well, we gave them notice of violation, gave them time to clean it up, and they did a pretty good job. They cleaned up, they reclaimed the land as much as possible. That's the problem we have in here. When you get these permits out for them to tear down trees and everything else, they don't build anything for a while, it starts looking like crap, So it needs to be, let them know that you still need to take care of it. So we took care of that, got them to take care of that, and they're maintaining that as well, too. We got a business down here on the corner of Park, in the industrial park. They make office equipment. With how they're located, when the big tractor trailers come in and back in, they're tearing up the shoulder across. It's causing a lot of problems. So what they're talking to them, so you need to fix that. We find a solution to it, So they did, they put some gravel down and now they're, we don't have such an erosion. It looks a lot better and safer for everybody. So we got to take care of that. Let's see, where else? So we're on Industrial Park. On Park Street alone, I've had a few people that, had to get in line as far as maintaining grass and everything else, but it looks pretty good for the most part. Don't have really any issues there. We do have one local citizen who likes to complain, but I think we set him straight. He was just piling complaints about his neighbor, then his neighbor three houses down and so on, and just, we finally ran him out of City Hall.
I think you probably talked to him.
But, yeah, but you have those wherever you go. There's always one or two. So like I said, we just had minor violations, did have a couple of tickets written, that was taken care of. Now we're moving over to Magnolia Springs, a real nice, another nice neighborhood, you know. Really don't have any issues there, they don't have an HOA, HOAs really help out, you know. Because they have problems, they'll call me, and I'll come in and fix the problems for them. You know, but, for the most part, they do a good job. Parking on the grass and parking on the sidewalk was a big thing. Couple of rental homes in there, rental homes are the worst, because they're not local landlords. And corporations or businesses outside our jurisdiction, trying to reach somebody is almost impossible, you know. Emerald Cove, you know, that turned out to be a sovereign. Yeah, you got taken care of. We knew that was gonna happen. Get on 138 there, Grove Plaza, we had the body shop down there. He was parking all his vehicles to be worked on out front, you know, and underneath the old car wash. But he was in the process of cleaning up or making space behind where the mini storage was, so he could park all his vehicles back there. Plus, the owner came in and did a lot of remodeling there as well too, pretty good. So we got that cleaned up for the most part. The little Mexican restaurant that's there, we just found out their permit is expired. They're going to get a new one. They haven't done any more work in there. I don't know what's going on. We sent them notice today, hope to hear back from them. So that's all fine, we just wait and see. Thompson Lane. You can annex a piece of property everywhere I start.
No.
There's a lot going on in there, and it's a project I want to take on, not, and then kind of get all this other stuff done first. You know? But we did have some success in there. We had a trailer in there that was completely just nasty. I got a call from the deputy who was doing the eviction. He wanted me to come out there. He said, "Hey, you want to go inside?" I walked up on the front porch. I've done evictions before with the sheriff's department, so I know how it works. Walked up on the front porch and like, I'm not going there. The flies were terrible. It was nasty. The roof was falling in. I had the landlord standing there next to me and along with the mayor and said, you know, the church is going, "Oh, we can fix that." I said, "Well, I'll be right back. Let me go get my ticket book." You know? Whoa. I said, "No, it needs to go. It needs to go." So they pulled it out, or they destroyed it, pulled it out, and they're working on the one next to it right now too. They're tearing it down. And we pull it out. They've already put a new one in there. They're gonna put another new one in there. And the mobile home community over here, put several new ones in there. So that's a start, you know. And starting to look a little bit better over there. Cambridge, so we're going back. They're a pain in my butt. It's an older neighborhood. The streets aren't wide enough. The couples moved in, it was just 2 cars, they had kids, and now they got 6 cars, 7 cars. Either going facing the wrong way, or parking on the grass up on the hill. It's just really, it's been a pain. I'm in there a lot, but you know, a couple tickets later, you know, it's been taken care of. You just gotta, they know my hours or something, you know, I'm sure when I'm not here, they're parking, you know, how they want to park. But we had some rental homes in there that were really bad. And think about rental homes, sooner or later, they'll get taken care of. But they look nasty in the beginning. There's just nobody to get hold of. I mean, I don't work to try, but Cambridge is one of those I can go there right now, sure. I got to stop the office and pick up some more notices. But Broken Arrow, nice neighborhood, older neighborhood. There's a few in there, but we all know the one I'm talking about. It just refused to cut the grass. But he was in court last month, you know, moaning and grumbling and so forth, and blaming everybody but, you know, himself. But he cut it. Thank God it's grass season's over with right now. Or about springtime. You know. That's a good neighborhood. Don't really have a whole lot of issues in there as well. Big lots. We'll get the businesses, old 138 there where we had flooding in the street, the landlord there. uh, Right there between Cambridge and Church almost. He's got these houses up on the hill, gravel driveways, they eroded. We got on to him, made him clean it up. Pretty much got the problem solved. No more flooding in the street there. Businesses. When I first got here, I was doing business license. A lot of people, couldn't even find their business license. They didn't know where they were. They didn't have on the wall where they were supposed to be. Some didn't even have one or forgot they were supposed to have one. But we got them all in line, and we're gonna get them in line this year too. I'm not care. We're not gonna hold their hands. You gotta have one. But Dollar General was one of the big ones there. But they cleaned up a lot, got them to clean up, get rid of all that crap they had outside next to the dumpsters.
They hadn't done much with their fence.
No, the fence and everything else. I was told, DOT told me part of that fence is coming down again. They start to tear it down or something, but, working on, I think y'all working on dumpsters for, cause that's a big one there. Get everybody to fix their dumpster to clean. But again, that's a problem too, trying to correct. We found out that your favorite donut shop operating without a, health inspection. Just the day, I don't know how many years it's been open, but it was sold. Got a complaint, went up there and said, where's your thing from the health department? Should be sitting right up there along with everybody else. Well, I gotta have one of those. Well, yeah. Yeah, closed it down, got on the phone with the health department. They came up there and they shut him down. But he got 100, so he's open again. So that's good. There again, just not keeping up with stuff, not paying attention to all that good stuff. So, that was good. Got that taken care of. Now I can go back there. Now I can go back and give me something to eat. And the business license, we're working to, business license color code, change every year, different color. So like when you walk in, you can see it, red this year, green next year, and yellow. Yeah, it was like I said, it makes it easier on everybody. The mobile home park over here, it's really coming. It's coming around.
Yeah.
You just got to be careful going, come in there slow, don't be too heavy-handed and so forth, but there's some traders that are coming in, brand new was going in. There's some, they would convince maybe some of these landlords you'd be better off getting rid of it or selling it, like investor and so forth. But I'm telling you, you need to ride through there. Ride through there. It's a big improvement.
Is that enforcement?
Mhm. Yeah, just
Your efforts along with the public works guys, both Craig and Jacob, getting the roadways cleaned up and the grass removed, which hasn't been done in years.
yeah.
It looks 100% better. It's just unbelievable night and day from when they came on board.
But yeah, like I said, we've been able to get a hold of some of these landlords that they inherited these trailers. Some of them are just nasty. Again, send them notice violations and they tell them, if you won't get a second notice, you'll get a ticket. You have to be here in court. Money you spend on citation, you spend on cleaning the place up with repairs. And some of these trailers are so old they can't be repaired. And they just can't. So they just sell for whatever they can get for them. Little bandit signs, y'all see everywhere at all the intersections. Little signs that people put up, this, that, and the other. I'm filling up my truck again. I'm on my third load. Got to fill everything up, about every 3 or 4 months. It's just, they're everywhere. We don't accept advertising for something going on in Loganville. Yeah, doesn't work that way. Mr. Friend. Again, when I got here, that's all I heard about. Mr. Friend. Well, finally went to court on him, got an order to clean it up. He's actually not a bad guy. When you talk to him, it's just out there.
He's an interesting guy, but he's nice enough.
Yeah.
He's the next man, he's just elderly and he needs some help.
And there's been a little bit of, there's been some improvement down there. We thank DOT got most of the areas, you know. An extra, biscuit, hey, can you move a little further that way? I'll meet you down the store. You know.
He has been working on the property down there, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, he's moved the trash, but the trash in front of the house, he hasn't even touched yet. That's a bigger problem.
We're gonna move forward on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress that we can take care of for sure. That's about it. We have a video, but oh, what happened to it?
Oh.
But you guys will each get a copy. We'll send it to you
It's gonna be email.
through your email, and it's a short video set to music. But it's just, I've probably taken close to 400 pictures. Right. But we were only able to download about, a couple hundred. Thanks to our intern, Macy, who's got a GPA of 3.99999. Yeah, very good mind.
Smart little girl.
Yeah, she is. I said, this is what I want. The mayor kind of let me just take over there. So you're not doing anything for them, but she said she is. We'll send it to you guys, let you look at it. It's, this is why you have code enforcement. What the pictures tell us.
You didn't mention my favorite place,
Your favorite place.
the kudzu,
Oh,
eating the house up.
over on 138 there.
Yeah.
We talked about that. I'm like. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff over there. There's several pieces of property over there for sale. I didn't even know there was a trailer right there.
It's a trailer, a house, and there's people living in there.
The one you're talking about right next to the animal hospital? Yeah. Kind of go all the way up to the top of it, but.
Keep on, Greg. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's obviously making a difference.
Yeah.
A big difference.
Well, like I said, you gotta have code enforcement. If you don't have code enforcement, then trying to make up or catch up is gonna be difficult for anybody, I guess. But
We had code enforcement before you. We now have effective code enforcement.
yeah,
It's a big difference.
We should keep all those signs out of the intersection.
other than that, that's pretty much what's been going on. If you have any questions, I'll answer. Again, my procedure is I go to a house, I got a little plastic bags, I keep the notice of violation in there along with my business card, I hang it on the door. And they never call me back. Nobody called me back. They never called me back. That's all they do.
Yeah.
Any questions? Oh, okay. Little something we've been working on. I was hoping to send these out with, trash, bill or whatever. It's just kind of a flyer,
Flyer, yeah.
that we came up with.
Infographic.
You're more welcome to critique it. Not say, well, I'll change anything. Because Macy worked hard.
We appreciate the honesty.
She got turned down by Lynn, by Mayor, by Joe. I said, you don't hurt that little girl's feelings if y'all do that. But, yeah, it's something to get the word out. These are some of the basic violations that we have. Yeah, I know there's not a fence around the swimming pool. Toby pointed that out, but we couldn't put one on there. So if you want to draw a fence with a gate on it, you're welcome to. Those are yours to keep. Pretty simple, fences, we get permit calls about permits and fences all the time. If you're an HOA, you gotta go by them first and we'll sign it. Vehicles, lawn, ordinances, property maintenance, gutters falling, rotten wood, high grass, trash, debris. These are just some of the things I have to deal with every day. More of the common violations.
This is great.
Like I said, if we can get this, somehow get this in the mail with the rest of the stuff, that'd be great. If you see anything wrong with it, let me know, mark on it, turn it back in. And,
That's the wrong part of the house.
but like I said, that it's just, it makes the job a lot easier, you know? Because, well, I didn't know I can do that. You got your bill for garbage. Yeah, go right there with it. Here.
Greg, we appreciate the way that you handle everybody. You handle people, you give them the opportunity to fix it. You don't go after them tough the first time around, or even the second time around, and it's making a huge difference.
Well, like my dad told me, he said, don't let people take your kindness as a sign of weakness. You do that, and, I like to think it's my experience of 35 years law enforcement, of serving the wars, trying to get in people's houses before you want to go junior, you know? But, I mean, that's how I operate. I'm just, take it easy. I know some people get impatient, I want it done now, but you just gotta wait it out. We'll get it done.
Talking about me, aren't you? That's all right. Fortunately, you balanced me out.
All right.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. Fantastic. We appreciate you.
Okay, Joey, you have 30 seconds. Go. No, I'm gonna be kidding.
So, Greg, how tall did you say you were again?
Huh?
How tall did you say you were?
6'1".
Greg's 6'1", I'm 5'6", I'll hold a lot this hair. So this is the first administrator's report that you have in front of you. Some of it was part of the draft that's going to be implemented starting with the next one. So we're going to start accounting for how many phone calls we get, complaints, open records requests, business licenses, and permit requests. Just so we can start having a number attached to those things. Give a little bit of a window to council to see what's going on inside the city hall.
Awesome.
I highlighted a couple of points on here that I'll talk about real quick and then take any questions you may have on the report. So we were not awarded the VCA award, if that's okay. I think as we start to see the developments going vertical, it'll give us more steam in the next cycle to go for that award again. Visionary City Award.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The new website implementation. So we should be having a meeting soon for the reveal of the website. Once I have that, I will send that invite to everyone so we can all be a part of that meeting if you would like to. That website is supposed to go live on December 5th, according to their mapping of the project.
Awesome.
Sanitation building software. We've been having a weekly, less of a meeting now, more touching base, answering any questions they need from us to continue building it out. We should have a reveal of that as early as next week to see what it looks like, actually get in there, play with it a little bit. And then the week following that, we'll have access to it so we can play with it further, see if there's anything that needs to be corrected. So there'll be at least 2 weeks of us getting in there, sending any feedback back. And so we can have that built out well before December particular. Crisis 24/Code Red is implemented. It's on the website. You can sign up now. We will be sending out a letter regarding that. Our sanitation, now that we have a firm sanitation proposal there, and our code enforcement all in one bundle to every resident. That way they know that these are there and they can sign up for them. They'll know about sanitation and anything going on in the city there. Which I highlighted that as well. Sanitation information, we do hope to send that out either tomorrow or Monday regarding what was in that proposal, what they can add on to their service, and actually have it mapped out to where the residents can see that.
Fantastic.
We are implementing a training schedule for a yearly training or a monthly training throughout the year. So we kind of can see what we're going to be training on. That includes safety, professional training, and if anyone is interested in any Carlton's institution training, things like that. Ms. Cox attended court clerk training in which she is fully recertified. Good on her for that. And the very last thing I had to talk about here was we had a request from a citizen of a recommending to put a food pantry in the park. Just wanted to put that in everyone's radar that was there. And then things that are coming. TAP grant, we have a meeting with some of those officials tomorrow. They're gonna come out, kind of walk us through how to apply for a TAP grant, where we could see that. So TAP grant helps put in sidewalks on roads, attaching to, VDOT highways.
Perfect.
Working on finalizing Dow Farm, creation and implementation of capital improvement plan. That is going to be our roadmap for the future as far as our capital assets. Social media, we're going to try to elevate and broaden our social media reach, and that is the primary purpose of what Mason's job classification was. Also, I know I owe you as city council that job classification, and I'll get that sent out to you. Starting the plan for the fiscal year 27 budget. Stormwater creation and implementation of stormwater management plan. So that's coming up as well. And an analysis of stormwater fees.
I just added analysis of municipal court fees. Oh,
That is on my sticky notes.
I know it is. I know.
Cool. You've been busy, sir.
This is just the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, no.
And you plan on having this come out every,
Every time we have a meeting,
okay,
it'll,
council meeting?
or even in between work sessions. It wouldn't be anything or stand up here and report on, but
Yeah.
we'll have every 2 weeks.
Kind of like what Joe does with so you'll just hit the highlights and move forward. Okay.
There's some sort of process to qualify as a formal complaint. Or is it just like somebody comes up and says, hey, I don't like the color
Yeah,
of
so
this building over there?
a little bit of discretionary there. So we do have plenty of people that say, hey, you know what would be better over there if they cut their grass versus, hey, I'm having an issue with a neighbor that did cut the grass, or someone at City Hall was rude to me.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
We're not rude to anyone. Ever.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I'm gonna keep mine very brief. If I possibly can. Y'all know that the Christmas tree lighting is coming up, and I've contacted each of you about being there, helping out in certain capacities. So please get back to me when you can. The municipal meeting for all of the cities is coming up on November 20th. We didn't receive notification, so Lynn got it out today, and she's asked, I think, everybody to get back to her. Has everybody, you're good? All right, great.
I've already sent it in.
All right, fantastic. You all saw the email that I had sent out to DOT and to John Ward about safety issues, the roundabout, different intersections that I talked to John Ward about were Old 138 and down by Cannon Farm Road and 138. And we've already heard back from DOT, and they've started investigations into those things. And so we will keep you updated as those things are happening. They've asked us to work with the county to bring the speed limit down to 35 within the city limits of Walnut Road throughout it. And so John Ward, Joe and I met with John Ward and, oh my gosh, Deputy Emmett, the other day for about an hour and a half in City Hall. And Erica was there also. And we talked about the different things that need to happen. We're going to work with John Ward from the county. We've asked him to assist us and work with us this first time around. When we're working with DOT, you have to ask for permits to reduce speed limits. You have to work with the sheriff's department. He's very familiar with all of these things. And so he's going to be working with us and Joe specifically to make sure that we submit together and have a bigger effect. So that's very nice. We've also highlighted the area down by the elementary school where the Reliant homes are coming in and the danger that's there with parent drop off and pickup. And people coming out from the new development when that happens. We talked about Enclave at Dial Farm as well as the Anderson pipeline across the street and traffic. We've talked about Forester Cemetery Road, talked about the intersections at Park Street and 81. And we've also talked about the traffic coming over the hill at right there by Emerald Cove and how it's a blind drive also. And then we've also talked a little bit about some speed limits within the city on city streets. And so as we are moving along and we start getting more traction and we get more responses from people, I heard back from Alex today, but I was in meetings all day, so I wasn't able to call back. I was out of the office. but Alex from DOT. So we're starting to make those inroads and those relationships with DOT, which is so very important. And we'll just keep pushing and keep working on it to make this place safer and with the neighborhoods. And we will talk about four-way stops where there's only two-way stops, or if there's a two-way stop, we'll make it a three-way stop. But we're gonna look at all those things. So please stay tuned. If there is motion on it, I feel very enthusiastic and very positive about it. And I think working with the county, we're gonna get some real traction. Rachel, I want to thank you again in my absence. You went to the planning and zoning meeting and spoke on behalf of the city and citizens about that property down across from the new Grove Park and the recommendation that the planning and zoning from the county they'll be sending up to the commission. Recommendation not to approve the rezone. They wanted to bring in large equipment, cement equipment to park there, outside storage. And Maxine, I believe I heard your name too, and the other person who was speaking that you had spoken with him. So it's great that our council members are representing the city and the citizens at these commissioner meetings where it can affect the city. What else do I have to get over to you guys? That's it. Everything else I can go ahead and just let you guys know. But really, that's it. We do have a executive session tonight. But we're gonna go ahead and see if there's any town hall, if anybody wants to speak. Nope. Okay, any council comments? We're gonna start with Eric. Okay.
We had a STEM meeting today at Walnut Grove Elementary School, and I know that school is not really in the city limits, but it is all of ours. And I love that school. I'm very passionate about it. They are doing incredible things over there. They're sort of the guinea pigs for Walton County for a STEM elementary school. And it's very exciting to see the kids hands-on, doing worm farms, planting flowers, looking at butterflies. It's awesome. So that's one thing that, besides seeing code enforcement and public works, and everything is getting better and better and better. So that's all you can ask for.
Okay. Ms. Rachel?
I'm writing notes, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, we did have a STEM meeting today, it was awesome. And I don't know how many of you know, but I know somebody very special was born today.
All right.
It's Stephanie's birthday.
Thank you, Mary. Okay, Linda.
Well, after all that, I don't know. Well, November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. That's one of my bracelets I have to wear. But it's important to take a look, get yourself tested and make sure and keep an eye on it before and if it gets to be a problem. And we support our Lions Club, our Walnut Grove Lions Club. We used to support the diabetes effort in the schools where we dropped by snacks and kept the clinic stocked. Well, we joined in with the Oxford Lions, and some of us from Walnut Grove are going to do the same thing still. We're going to be taking snacks to the schools and stocking the clinics for diabetes. I miss our club here, but we still get to do some things here.
That's great. Thank you. Maxine.
Okay, I'm looking forward to our upcoming event and other things we have going on, hoping we don't freeze to death that day. That's okay, I'll dress accordingly.
Yeah.
Also, just wanted to make a comment because we have such a unique neighborhood, all of Walnut Grove, over any specific neighborhood. But for instance, the other day I had 2 people that walk in my neighborhood text me, "You're not gonna believe what I just saw." And they were referring to our neighbor, Alice, who I did ask her if I could share her age. Alice turned 99 this year, but she was caught out sweeping her front porch. She still lives in Walnut Grove, right by herself. So that's pretty awesome.
It's amazing.
Figure it's kind of healthy around here. People can live that age. We've had a lot of people
She's
live,
probably our oldest citizen then.
probably.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right, thank you for sharing. Okay, we are going to go into an executive session on two issues having to do with personnel. And so is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
That's second.
All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. We will be out soon. It shouldn't be too long. You good, Mom? You warm? There it is. Mom, you okay?
You're warm
You
enough?
about to go to sleep? Don't lay down. Don't lay down. Bring some water.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
All right.
Does anyone-
Okay.
I make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Raise your hands, please. Or motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, yeah, all in favor? Unanimous. Yes. Thank you all. Thank you, Jay.
So, I'm sitting on there.